So this is from last weekend. It says last night at approximately 23:05 hours, which is military time for 11:05 p.m. Officers respond to the Rochester Main Street Armory at 900 East Main Street for what was initially the report of shots fired inside the location during a music concert. Officers were nearby, and upon entering the location, located several injured individuals. Officers assisted medical personnel with providing care, and ultimately 3 adults were transported by ambulance to Strong Memorial Hospital.
Go U of R.
One of these individuals, a 33-year-old woman, female woman, has been pronounced deceased. The 2 other individuals that were transported to Strong Memorial are currently listed, and unfortunately, 2 other people have died, by the way. 2 other women have died at this time. But they were transported also as critical life-threatening. There were 6 additional persons who were dropped off by private vehicle at area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries related to this same event. Upon further investigation, it was determined that none of these injuries sustained to any of the victims were consistent with a person being shot. At this time, which was last weekend, there is no evidence to support a shooting has occurred inside the event. The injuries appear to be as a result of a large crowd pushing towards the exits following accounts of individuals hearing what they believe to be gunshots. Any further questions, they tell you to go and be directed
to
Rochester.
Adam Bello or G Bello.
RPD, and yeah. So, with that being said, last weekend there was a show that happened.
Apparently we made national news.
Yes, we did. Now, the thing about this whole thing is that people are out there making all kinds of different stories or making all kinds of different accusations. People that weren't there.
Of course they would.
And with that being said, there's people out there saying, oh, this was because it was a rap concert. Oh, it was,
black community concert.
Yeah, I heard that.
Of course there's going to be racist fucking assholes out there that's going to say some bullshit.
Yeah, and well, that's just it, though. They want to pick and choose what they want to say to fit their own agendas. But we already know, and if you have a fucking logical brain, right? You already know. If
you're sane enough.
Well, if you're sane enough, you would know that this could happen in any concert, any show.
Yeah, this could happen in San Antonio, for God's sake.
This could have happened at a Dave Matthews Band concert.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if it was a bed enough location.
Yeah.
So now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Gunshot fire. There's a couple different stories I've heard. There was gunshot fire, somebody who thought they heard. And then there was what is it?
It was like sound
equipment being dropped.
Yes.
Yeah, which I mean that could happen. I've seen that happen, like mic drop, or like if something like someone was not doing right with the like fucking sound fixtures. Like there's usually like a big boom like sound, but it depends on the gunshot. Like I mean, like if it's a gunshot, it's like. It echoes, like especially in a big building like that, like that shit's gonna fucking echo, and that thing is gonna ricochet off of anything. Someone's gonna get bleeded out and shit, like what, like that. Like,
so here's a picture of the Main Street Armory right here. If you're listening to the podcast version of the show, it's up on our YouTube channel. It says Rochester Main Street Armory shut down indefinitely after deadly stampede at Glorilla concert. The latest. Now, the owner of the Main Street Armory has declined to cooperate in any investigation, which is why this, as I'm showing you right now, was pretty much stated here that it will not be allowed to hold any more events going forward.
Including volleyball games.
Including volleyball games.
Well,
really?
It sucks for me because I like the reptile.
the
Rexpo.
Yeah, Reptile Expo.
I've been
Yeah,
going there for a couple of good times now, and now that just sucks to hear.
I will say this. I mean, I understand where the owner is coming from, just because from a business standpoint, like he had nothing to do with this. This was not his fault.
Hold on a second, Austin. I gotta. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Okay, I will say this. I do understand because this is his building. That he owns it. Anything happens in that building, he has he has to take responsibility of whatever happens. Right. But also at the same time, no one was expecting this. Usually we have like metal shows and, Reptile Expo. We didn't expect, people were going to like trample over a sudden booming sound. Don't know. It wasn't for sure gunfire. There wasn't evidence. If there was bullets there, we don't know. We can't say for sure, but
there's a
There's so much to get into this, you know.
Oh, that there is, and that's why I want to discuss it. That's another thing about the show is we're not afraid to discuss things that might be a little too controversial.
No.
Which we're sorry about that trigger warning.
There's no need to be triggered. There's this reality, and this is what needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Who's at fault? Who's liable? Now let's take a look at this picture from that event. Look at this picture real quick. I want you to see this. Now I've been to the Main Street Armory plenty of times, and the last time I went was during the Excision show back in 2020.
Yeah,
Omen
that's
and
about what it looked like.
Yeah,
That's
so
about how packed it was when we were there.
Now let me ask you this, because here's another rumor going around that I don't think any of us can really say for sure, but it might have happened. But the rumor is that this place was over occupancy. Now look at that picture.
Yeah, it does look pretty packed.
I mean, it's very overcrowded, but I've seen that overcrowded like when we were like when I was
Alright,
at
I
the Breaking Benjamin concert.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, I've heard some like booming
Alright,
sound
so
from
maybe
like
the Excision concert was a little less than that, but not by much.
yeah.
I do remember some patches still in there. Like every
Yeah.
once in a while, you'll see like a patch open up.
Yeah.
Like people like going to the bathroom or trying to get a drink. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
like
that
a
was
hole.
impossable.
Oh yeah,
It's hard, man.
Yo, it's
Like if you're in line at the bar there to get a drink, you better order fucking 10 drinks while you're there.
And
Yeah.
now think about that. He just said something very, very, think about it.
What did I say?
People are not stampeding out the door, and he's already having a hard time getting from point A to point B
Oh,
to the
yeah.
bar, right?
To and from, yeah.
To and from. Nobody's freaking out, and he's having a hard time getting to the bar. I experienced that too, and I just said, "Frick it, I'm not going to get it. I'm not
yeah.
going to get a beer."
It's gonna take you like a fucking hour or two before you get a drink.
If you do have that one friend who's going to strengthen it out, you just give him a list of drinks, and
Yeah,
then
do
he'll
it.
eventually just be there to when pick them all up.
Yeah.
Like they can't hold it all themselves.
Yeah.
But
Give them a
anyways,
try.
back on the topic.
Back
Yeah.
on topic, as Austin was saying, you don't see these happening, but as a business owner, as a person who owns a venue, a building that it holds events like this,
Yeah.
you would take precautions and you make sure you don't go over occupancy, right?
Yeah.
You'd think. And now there's a lot of controversy around the security aspect, and I've witnessed some things
Right.
personally in previous years where security were not really that professional.
For very shady.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've kind of witnessed that too. I mean,
now there's a rumor stating that the owner only allows the front entrances to be open, and because that building has a lot of entrances. Let's be honest, there's exits everywhere. There's
are you
different
kidding me? I
openings.
remember
Yeah.
going to the side entrances for when I went to like I think it was like a Siren and Sailors concert when they were performing like right in the basement of Main Street Armory.
Yeah.
I remember that.
To get
like
in or get out?
huh?
To get in or get out?
Both.
Oh.
All right, so I got a video here just to kind of give you an idea of what this looked like last week. This is at the front. And,
Jesus
and as you can
fucking
see,
Christ.
look at how people are just shoving through the door. Like everyone's freaking out.
Because everyone, well, yeah, I mean, like if you hear a gunshot, yeah, of course people are going to be freaking out.
But why are they all going towards that one door? Why aren't there other exits available for them to use?
It's a two-door system right there.
Yeah.
And the other door wasn't even open.
It's garbage.
Someone couldn't
That's
just take the
bullshit.
time
Yeah,
and
that's
just
some
try to-
bullshit. I can definitely see that.
Unless it was locked.
No, it's just that's a whole simulation. It was just
This whole
It
thing,
was just one for all.
I think this could have been prevented if certain procedures and precautions were taken, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
I'm just gonna lay it out for you. 3 people lost their life for nothing. Okay, one came from Syracuse, one came from Buffalo, and the other one was from here in Rochester. They all went out there to forget reality, go see somebody they wanted to see, have a fun time, have a good night,
And they're dead.
and then go home. Right? They wanted to go
sad.
home and go to sleep and continue their life on and live their life. Well, instead, they didn't end up doing that. Instead, people were very
idiot and
Negligent.
chaotic.
No.
Now parents have to like identify bodies. And
Yeah, it's
freaking
just-
get phone calls. And, because
It's a whole procedure. I mean, like, fuck,
sorry,
I have to fucking deal
went
with
to a
that shit
concert And
too.
I didn't come back. How fucking stupid does that sound?
I'm sorry.
just sounds dumb.
I just feel like this could have been prevented. Like these 3
Yeah,
these
yeah.
3 women shouldn't have been in that
No, they
situation.
shouldn't.
They should be here alive right now with their families.
No, they shouldn't. And it's just like, well, again, people like, especially if something happens, and especially in a crowd like that, if it's overcrowded like that. Anything that can happen in that fucking show, yeah. I mean, like one scary thing, one thing out of the ordinary you wouldn't expect if it's a gunshot. Yeah, people are gonna fucking be panicked. Everyone's going to like scatter like fucking ants. They're gonna go crazy. I mean, like if something happens, just one chaotic thing, and then next thing you know, everyone's just go sporadic.
But here's the thing, too. Also, think about this. Now, last year we touched base on a show that I think that happened on the West Coast, and that was an outdoor event. That was outdoors, and people got trampled to death at that place. And I forget what the rapper's name was, but he handled that terribly. And there was an ambulance coming through the crowd, and he's pretty much saying,
Wasn't it Kid Cudi or something?
"No,
like
no,
that?
no, it wasn't Kid
I
Cudi.
remember
No,
that story,
no, no,
but
no,
I
it
don't
wasn't.
remember what it was.
No, it was.
I know it was like a famous rapper. Yeah, I do. I know exactly which one you're talking about. But yeah, like people are fucking nuts, especially like when you're in chaos like that. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Especially like I get worried when I'm in crowds like that, considering my fucking size. I'm 5'2". Everyone else is like 6'2". I could get trampled easily.
Well, the human, and I mean, it's human instinct. It's either flight or fight, right?
Yep,
In
fight or
this-
flight.
In this instance, it's flight, and people are trying
Travis
to flee.
Barker.
Travis Barker. Yeah, that's right. I remember
Well,
that story.
Travis Barker was on stage as everyone was getting trampled to death, and there was an ambulance coming through to try to, help people. And he's over there saying, "Everybody, put your fucking middle fingers in the air. Fuck you," basically to the ambulance and everybody that's trying to cut into his time. God forbid, somebody dies on his fucking watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
But hey, you know what? People lost their lives that day, and you know what? He didn't have any sympathy, obviously.
Why do you th- why
now
do you
Glorilla? I've never even heard of Glorilla
Yeah, me either.
until
Me either.
now, right?
Yeah,
Not gonna
me
lie,
either.
neither have I.
I think she
Same.
might have. I mean, she didn't do anything like that, and I think she handled it better. She put out a tweet saying she didn't even know this happened, and that she hopes everyone was okay. But obviously, not everyone was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not like it's not a good enough. I mean, like if the performer doesn't know what's going on, especially in that crowd like that, like if you're a single person and you're on stage performing and you see something happen in like one crowd, it's gonna be very hard to like decipher like what it is. But yeah, no, I think it's. Yes, it's crazy to decipher like what's in the crowd,
Yeah, the whole thing is just sad, and I really I feel for the people that lost their lives, got hurt in this, and their families. 855 M-Balm 19. That's 855-622-5619. Let us know what you think. You can call us while we're live. You can call us when we're not live. Leave us a voicemail. Do you think there's precautions that could have been taken that might have saved these ladies' lives? I mean, I think there could have been. I think, and the fact of the matter is that the owner of the Main Street Armory didn't even want to cooperate in this whole thing. He's just like, you know what? No, I'm good. I don't want to. No, you can't.
He got fuck out.
Basically, and he wanted to wash his hands of this and just move on.
Yeah.
You know what? It honestly, as much as I hate to admit it, and like I'm gonna say this, like just because, like, if you were an owner of a building, of an establishment, of an entertainment, and sorry if I'm being the devil's advocate, and you don't know how to deal with like stress like that, like, yeah, dude, what would you do in that situation? Like, what would you do? Yeah, you don't want to fucking deal with that. No one wants to fucking deal with that. That's the immature way to deal with that. But if you're the owner of a building, you're supposed to take care of your shit.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I also, think about this, and I know I've talked about this on the show at certain points, but that floor, man, that floor
Oh,
is,
yeah.
That floor flexes.
I'm going to be honest with you, that building is so old.
I'm surprised it never.
It didn't collapse.
That's what I was always waiting. That's the story I've always thought was going to happen. I was
Yeah.
going to hear that one day, and like we already knew it was coming. Because when you go to a concert there, that floor that floor bends, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We went to
remember that.
Excision back in 2020, and everyone was jumping, because you know how it is at electro shows. Everyone's fucking...
That was
Yeah, you get a
one
little
of the first things that came to my mind.
Just bringing up the ice.
Yeah, well, and that floor bounces with you.
Yeah.
And you got to think, all those people, thousands of pounds of human beings jumping on it.
But maybe it's supposed to do that.
Now, granted though, it was an armory at one point, right?
architect design.
No, it's not meant to be a
Expected
trampoline.
that.
No. Floors aren't supposed to be
We're gonna make
trampolines.
the first
Omen.
trampoline building.
No.
Yes, exactly.
Trampoline fucking dance floor.
Secret architect design.
Oh my
that
God.
no one understands until now.
That would be a fucking nightmare. Trampoline floor at a fucking rave.
That's another thing, though. People also talk about how he doesn't do any upkeep on the building. That building's so old, and that floor is very old. What do you think is going to happen once that thing caves in? People are. You think this is bad, dude? I don't even want to be.
Do your fucking updates, man.
I don't even want to know what that place is going to look like if that floor caves in and all those people fall through.
Oh my God,
That's
gonna
I
be
hope
a
that never
fucking
happens.
nightmare.
No, yeah.
I don't know if this place will ever open up at this point.
Yeah,
You think?
after this now, it's gonna be some time, which sucks. 'Cause,
Unless someone buys it and renovates it.
I mean, it's Rochester,
but
honestly.
that would take time.
And
Oh, yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
and honestly, where we are, especially because we're Rochester, New York. I mean, do you think anyone is gonna fucking buy that building, and re-up it, and like try to get everyone? You know, it's just. I'm sorry to say, but it's just this place is just becoming
That
more.
place brought in a good amount of money.
It did.
It did. It
It
brought
did,
a lot
but
of
they
good
should have
money.
put it towards the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in their fucking pockets.
No.
Yeah. Well,
That's
we
not the
have.
way.
Then they could have had more money in their pockets.
Well, we have greedy people, man. We have greedy fucking people that runs this fucking earth, man. And it's just
Yeah.
you don't care about anything else
Yeah.
but themselves.
That's
it's
what it is. And not gonna lie, the owner does take a part in it. In my vote, I think it does
Now, with that being said, if
because
whoever started that, like, did somebody yell out, "Oh my God, shots fired"? Like, that's what I thought I originally heard was somebody said, "Oh my God, there's gunfire." Like, if that's the case, is that person liable for saying that and it's not true? Like, what do you do?
Yes,
It's like yelling fire on a plane.
I mean,
Not
then
if-
again, you don't understand like what was going through that person's head at the time.
Right,
Yeah.
that's just it.
Maybe this person's
Yeah.
at the concert and they have like a certain case of schizophrenia or something, or
yeah.
some sort
PTSD.
of like or PTSD.
Yeah.
Ex-marine or military or fucking maybe they're on drugs or maybe they're wasted and they just didn't hear something correctly and their mind went one thing to another and just kept. Fucking,
Pretty sure everyone was on that
Left
at
foot,
that
right
place
foot.
was on drugs.
Oh dear.
Dude, there's people always, and that's another thing I heard too, was that people were saying, oh, those other exits and all those entrances and stuff are closed off because he's worried about people smoking weed and all that in his building. It's like, well, they go to the bathroom and do it anyways. It happens in that building regardless.
Right.
You know how many times I've seen security go through the crowd to go pull somebody because they caught somebody smoking weed in their building? Mm-hmm. You're never going to stop it. They're going to go in the bathroom and do it. And that's exactly what happens over there.
They're gonna fucking either smoke it, vape it,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Boof it. I don't
One
know.
way or another.
eat it.
Eat it.
I'm just saying, they tried it, and now look what happened. You have just the front entrance open.
Right. Yeah.
and people
small
died.
entrance, and then that's what
It's
you
a
got.
small
And then
hole
the
to fit
doors
through.
weren't even. I don't know. To be honest, the doors should have just automatically should have been propped open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
I think they were probably closed, or I think maybe some invert. So I think some of them opened in towards the
Oh,
building,
they have
and
to
then
be
when they were
pulled.
pushing out, it just no one got the momentum to get it to be pushed back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then they were just not thinking and trying to make the situation flow a little faster, stopping for a moment and opening a fucking door. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing's just it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
but it is
And I'm
also interesting how the brain will act during certain circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
When you're in a situation, you're like, oh shit.
yeah.
Fight-
What
fight
are
or
you
flight.
supposed to
You're
do?
like, you're like, this is now, and you gotta think, and you
Yeah.
know that's a panic mode.
That's
Oh,
an
yeah.
instant.
Not
like,
everyone can handle that certain
Yeah.
situation. I've only been thrown into a certain situation of
Well, here's
What do
a,
you think
a
cops
handful
deal
of
with?
times. But
here's a situation for
I
you.
got
Omen.
out of it, and I made the right decisions. You pause for a second, and you think, and then you act. But I'm not saying if you do see a gun in front of you, don't just pause. Yeah, you should run, but
Yeah.
also look around you and think of a contingency plan.
Well, here's a situation for you, Omen. What would you do if you're at a show like this, right? Now, say there is a gunman, right? You hear the actual shots. You know there's people panicking, getting shot. But here's a scenario. You're in the bathroom taking a dump. I mean, you have full-on cramps. No, I'm serious. You think it's funny, but it's a fact. People could be in the situation and not know what to do.
Yeah. No,
No.
you just gotta like
Can you
shit and
choose a-
run.
No,
can you
seriously,
choose
do
a
you-
different situation?
No, you got to be there,
do
man.
I have to be in the bathroom taking a dump right now?
But this is a scenario
You
that
don't
life
know,
has
man.
given
That
you.
could save your life.
I'm
That might
sorry,
save your
I
life.
don't think I've ever taken a shit.
Oh, I'm just saying, if you have a
I don't-
full-on emergency,
If I had like IBS, maybe that would lead me to it. But I think I can hold that.
You know
shit
what?
In.
It really
Literally.
depends. It really depends on the situation. I mean, like, could you like imagine this? Like, yeah, you can take a dump. And, yeah, I mean, like, yeah. What if you're taking a dump or like? But I mean, it depends on the situation. If it's a shooter, yeah, it might save your life. If it's a shooter, but what if the building's on fire and you're taking a shit? Like, what if like the fire system went off and you're taking a shit and things is coming down? What the
Well,
fuck are you supposed
you
to do?
get up and run at that point, right?
Yeah,
If
right.
If the sprinkler system's on, you can run and wash your ass at the same time.
You can.
Yeah, you just. Well, as you're running, you gotta.
Slide.
Damn it! I was going there. I was about to go there.
Well, I'm just saying, you're sitting on the toilet. You really gotta go. You haven't even like full on done it yet, and then all of a sudden this commotion goes on. Do you just wait it out? Do you think, oh God, no, he's not gonna come in the bathroom. He's not gonna shoot me up in here. You just wait it out and just hope and pray he doesn't do that, or do you just get up and fucking try to run out of there while shitting your pants?
I mean, you wouldn't want to run towards the action.
You just stay where you are.
Or
Stay
just
in the
use-
fucking stall, finish,
Or-
wipe your ass and leave.
Or use the power move. Use a power move.
Okay, so you may have time.
Grab,
I
like,
mean,
take a
there's
shit, grab your shit, throw it at the guy, and then run.
No, I don't think. No, in a real life situation, you wouldn't even think about that.
You know what? He
He's
would
gonna
never
shoot-
think.
Don't get me wrong. He's probably gonna shoot you, but that is
Yeah.
a big last fuck you right before you go. You know what? Here's some shit in your face.
All right.
You know, it would
Hey, buddy, you got
distract
some shit
him.
on your face. That's my face.
It would distract him for at least a few seconds
Yeah,
for you to
he'd be
just
like, "What?"
book it.
He'd be like, "What the fucking?"
It would just-
and then you'd just be like,
Actually,
the
that might be the
shit?
biggest distractant enough to take him down.
Exactly.
When you think
Maybe.
about it, it might be.
Yeah.
You never know, okay? You know what? Taking a shit and then just throw it at him, you know what? It might save your life. Monkeys have done it. You know, you never know.
Is that where evolution has brought us?
We're
Pretty
going
much.
backwards now.
What
We're
is
going
happening? So evolution happened, and now Austin's thinking about just throwing shit at people for self-defense.
Listen, no
Jesus
one will ever
Christ.
think of it. No one will ever think of it.
Now
okay?
they will because you fucking said it.
Now, yeah,
Good job.
you get.
Now they know.
Redact that information,
They're
okay,
gonna carry
ladies and
fucking
gentlemen?
umbrellas
Thank you.
with them now.
Yep, an AR-15 and an umbrella.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, seriously though, you got to wait for him to unload and try to put another mag in, right?
Exactly.
And
That'll
then
give you
unload
enough
on
time
him.
to just.
right.
Unload on
you gotta,
him.
Like,
Full force, full on.
like during the situation, like start thinking of like,
It's military tactic, man.
all right, what weapon am I hearing? How many rounds are gonna be fired? Does he need to be reloading?
Yeah.
Does he have more weapons?
Right.
Where can I hide? What can I use as a weapon
clip size.
myself?
Yeah.
You know, fucking.
I don't know. I just think in a situation like that, you're what we're saying right now and all the things that we could possibly say, well, I'd do this and do that. You wouldn't do it. You would react
Right.
completely different than you think.
for a
You know?
fact
Oh, yeah,
I would
absolutely.
react completely different from what I'm saying, and just like
Oh yeah.
I'd run. I'd run for the hills. That's pretty much what I would probably
Run
do.
while having the runs. Yes.
Yeah.
Out of the
Pretty
stall.
much. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
No, you would give a shit. That's
Literally,
the
I
thing.
would be giving a shit. It's just.
but,
Not good.
You know,
No.
I take you know, I think I told the story over when I found that bleeding old lady in the middle of the night.
Oh, the bleeding old lady. No, you didn't talk about this on the show.
Yes, I did.
Did
I'm
you?
Pretty sure I did.
Maybe you
So
did.
that was a moment where I was in like extreme like shit's real. Act fast.
Yeah.
You know, and then you know I got through the situation and actually helped her, so I thought I handled the situation fairly well. I did look back at what I, you know, pros and cons of what I didn't do. You
Yeah.
know, like I should have talked to the person more, you know, and like keep them coherent, you know, keep them talking about a subject, anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't really doing that. I was just kind of like there, just trying to like mend her wounds before the ambulance came. And that was an intense moment. So I want to say I think I could handle a terror situation. You know, like more adrenaline, maybe a little more.
Like a
Yeah.
shooting and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
I've already had kind of prior experience during an extreme adrenaline opportunity. I might handle myself better in the next one. You know,
Yeah.
just maybe it might be a little more extreme than when I'm judging or expecting.
Yeah.
But I think I can.
But you
learn
still
how to
have some
pause and think and
experience.
like,
Yeah.
you know, evaluate my surroundings.
Yeah, you can use that previous experience to help you
just
in
gotta
that
say,
next.
you just gotta say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Pause, think, evaluate, act.
Don't panic.
Also,
Don't panic.
yeah.
Don't get a hard on.
Uh,
Because you think
You might want to get rock hard and just go full on. Right?
That might help.
Might
you
get,
know?
might, yeah,
That's
it might
true.
help you.
you just
Run at him
you
full
just
on
rip off
and
your pants and you run at
You
him
fucking-
rock
yeah.
hard
Yeah, you
and
just
you're
do
just
it.
like, I'm coming for you.
You can catch the entire episode on platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, or any other platform you get your podcasts on.